of the work that you put in when nobody's watching.
Okay.
All they see is, oh, get excited.
We'll get that to you later.
Off this notion where we believe that people have to support us. A lot of people hating on you. You see they hate. Maybe it got something to do with you. Ain't producing enough value. Everybody ain't hating on you, dog.
Oh shit! Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hello, world. You had another great episode on Two Paths Podcast. Where you got the main man, the post man, my main man LD. We here to kick the shit with y'all today, man. But before we get into that, hey, if y'all would please get over to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Two Paths Podcast. In today's topic, we got 4 words for you, man. Not everyone is hating. Everybody ain't hating, man. Larry, talk to the people, man.
Everybody ain't hating on you, dog. I guarantee you they're not. Some people ain't even thinking about you. I see this often. People always come from that mindset. They hating on me. They hating on me. They ain't liking my stuff. Well, maybe you ain't producing nothing that they should like. Maybe you ain't producing enough value. I always say you always got to look at yourself. If a lot of people hating on you and you see that they hate, maybe it got something to do with you. Now, if it's just one person hating, maybe it's them. But if I keep hearing the same story, they hating on me, they ain't supporting me, they ain't liking my stuff, they sending me pics of they sharing all kind of stuff, but they ain't sharing my stuff. Well, then maybe you have to do a deep dive and look at yourself. The one thing that we don't want to do is look at ourselves. We'll deflect quick and we'll say it's them. But have you thought to think maybe perhaps it could be you? Just because they're your friend, just because they're your relative, just because they're your colleague, don't mean that they're obligated to support you. If it's valuable enough, they will support you. If they like what you're putting out and what you're putting out is helping other folk, then maybe they'll decide. But we got to get off this notion where we believe that people have to support us. No, they decide whether they want to support you or not. But just because they don't support you or they decided not to support you, don't mean that they're hating on you. What you think, Cam?
I'm gonna do this shit cut and dry. A lot of people don't have the time to hate on you. No, real shit, Larry. A lot of people really don't have time to hate on other people. And the people that when you always hear a person saying, "Man, motherfucker hating on me," they really got a problem with self. But they look at everything outside of them because the people that's really hating on you, if you focus on what you're doing, you don't even know that they hating on you. Really, believe it or not, you don't even realize that people really hating on you because you ain't worried about who the fuck hating on you. Only way you know that is when you stopping what you're doing for self and begin to put yourself in and around these people that's doing these things. And 9 times out of 10, if a person can point out that everybody hating on them, that same person hating on everybody. You hating on everybody because that's the kind of time you got in your life. We just said, when you're minding your business, I don't know who hate on me, Larry. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't tell you that, oh, such and such hating on me. I don't know that. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. And I hope and pray through that source of hate or whatever it is, conversation, that he directs somebody else to me that's interested in what I got going on and could be a help to me. I ain't toting no burdens around. See, that hate can turn into a help because you so focused on you might be speaking ill about an individual, and this person that you're talking to, yeah, you know them, but they know a different individual. Y'all talk about the same person, but it seems like you're talking about 2 different individuals all in one. Because who I present to you and who I present to them ain't gonna be the same. Because my relationship with you and my relationship with them ain't the same. So to you, it might be that's my dog, but to them they say, man, that fuck, I don't fuck with dude. Dude be tripping. Dude on this, man. Dude on that. Man, dude is square. Dude this, dude that. No, I don't get that from dude. I ain't seen that side of dude. And if dude possess those qualities, that's who dude is. I ain't here to change dude. You see what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of that hate come from. A motherfucker want to determine and dictate how you move and operate in your life. And when they can't, it begins to frustrate them.
Frustrating.
Hate ain't nothing but built up frustration, Larry. You mad at me for what? What you mad at me for? Oh, because I don't come around no more. I'm acting weird. I'm acting different. I think I'm better than you hate. But guess what? If I don't come around no more, if I'm acting weird, I'm moving different, I'm thinking I'm better than, I ain't in the place or the arenas to even hear the hate. Cause I done moved on. So when you say, man, the people hating on me, you got too much free time on your hand. You ain't doing what you need to do for yourself. You need to start digging more and pouring more into self and what you got going on in your life and allow them to hate. Allow them to hate, but you're gonna hate from the bleachers, baby. Cause I'm gonna be in the game. I'm gonna make sure the hate comes from the bleachers. And regardless of how loud the hate gets, I'm still in the game. I'm still putting in the work on me. I don't give a fuck about what y'all doing, what y'all saying, how y'all feeling. I ain't clearing nothing up. I ain't trying to correct nothing. Bitch say I said it, whatever. I don't care about that because my focus is on what I'm gonna do for me to continue to lift me because I know you're not gonna do that for me because you should be doing it for yourself. And if we happen to come together and formulate something that we can lift and push each other, then great. If not, I'm going to continue on my climb. And the people that's with me, as I climb, I begin to live. The people that's with me, because guess what? They might not like the things that I'm doing neither, right? But it ain't developed into a hate. And a lot of people are mistaking this. I might say, man, that nigga trash as fuck, but I really like him. I really admire the nigga game. I really wishing I was better than the nigga in a way. But as soon as he make one bad play, take one bad shot, damn, that nigga trash, but that nigga really can ball. That nigga really can hoop. That nigga really about his business. That nigga really taking care of stuff. That nigga really doing big things in his life. But I'm on the sideline like, boy, I see you. When I see you, bitch ass nigga. We had them out there. We run into those type of people. In the business that you do, Larry, you satisfying people, you put smiles on families' faces, right? By going in, doing the leg work, and getting these deals done and making sure that they have quality vehicles to ride in, right? Do you not know that it's motherfuckers hating on Larry? Because now the dealership can't peel their head back because you coming in saying, nah, we ain't doing that. They don't need this here. However you working and tweaking your shit to make sure that it gets done, but also make sure you got a satisfied customer because your business is related. It gets spread through word of mouth. Yeah, you got to, you can go see your views and your ratings and all this stuff, but through word of mouth, other people saying, man, go see LD. I'm telling you, he gonna get you right. All in the state of Florida. And you wait out of Arizona, but do you not know that you got motherfuckers hating on you too?
For
You
sure.
don't hear that, do you, Larry? You know why you don't hear it? Because you don't give a fuck. At some point, you got to understand, it's some people's job to do that. That's their job because that's what they have assigned themselves to do. I'm gonna forever be miserable because I'm gonna stay worried about the next one.
You have to become delusional in your illusion.
How you do that, Larry? Because what's going on, Larry?
You got to believe that, and I always say you got to trick the system. If you're one of those people that, focus on hate, trick the system and focus on love and start thinking that everybody loves you. Is it true to you? It doesn't matter what's true to other folk around you. So I think everybody loves me. Is that true? No. But I think that because that's going to keep me moving and focused on my life. When you start to think that they hating on me, you just now took your bandwidth and now you just put it on that other person to think that they're hating on you versus saying, everybody love me. I'm so fly. Everybody love me. I'm so fly. Okay. Everybody love me, man. How I move, how I talk, how I walk. I don't have no haters. I don't think about haters. Or I think about the goal at hand. I think about creation, the task. I think about minding the business, like we said, that pays you. I think about fulfillment. I think about my obligations here at the house. I think about also my obligations of keeping my house and maintaining the things that I obtain through continuous actions of training or inserting myself into different avenues of life. So I don't have, it's exhausting for me to now take time out of all of that and creating my new me and my me that's gonna carry me into the future to now stop and think about somebody that ain't even in my future hating on me. And I always say, man, smile, laugh, enjoy yourself, because while you thinking about them hating on you, is somebody who lost their life and they're gone. I don't have the time, as I continue to look at my brothers and sisters that have been deceased and their family members wishing they could receive one more text from them. They could receive one more call from them. So I try to put myself in the present moment and keep myself there, because now when I leave that present moment, my power eludes me and I become subject to outside circumstances and situations. I lose all my superpowers. In order to keep my superpowers, I must stay where? Within me. If I stay within me, everything within me now operates to now move me where? Forward, or into my dreams, or into my purpose, into my goals, into my destination. And it's also giving me a smoother ride on the journey to all of those things that's going to propel me. So now once I get there to wherever there is, because I know after I get there, there is another there and another there. But once I get there, I can understand and look back and say, man, the quality in which I arrived at my there was beautiful. It was damn near divine, because I didn't allow myself to focus on all the earthly things. I allowed myself to focus on all the things that were above, meaning the things that would prosper me to get to a place or a destination that now will help me become the shade tree, not only for myself, but for my family, for my businesses, for the people that I know. Now, when they look at me, they can say, damn, even if I wanted to hate on him, can't.
I'm gonna go back to something that Cat Williams said, and I heard other people say it as well. But if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. Everybody can't possibly like what you do and who you are. Because you ain't fit for everybody. What you do and who you have become is strictly for you. So you're gonna have people that's gonna come in your life for a season or a reason, whatever, right? How can a person add value to your life? See, hate, that's a vehicle that people use to get wherever they're going in their life. It just so happened while riding that vehicle, you happen to be a guy that they pass by and see, and try to figure out a way or a reason to to dislike or hate you. The world does that. We're not gonna be that delusional to say that it's people out here that just don't hate us. People don't hate us just because of the color of our skin. People gonna hate us because of the schools we went to, the parents that we have, the upbringing that we have. People have all different type of reasons, right? But that same hate, like you don't have to engage in it or be a part of or even know, because that hate ain't for you. That's for them. That's for them. And that hate may be their tool of delusion to motivate them to get their shit together, because the only reason they hate on you is because you got your shit together. And they looking at themselves like, I'm supposed to have my shit together. So we don't know why people do things or think how they think. But guess what else? We cannot begin to give a fuck about why they do this or why they think that. The minute you do that, you just stop all progress in your life. Now you wait over here focus on what the next month. You in trouble, Larry. You in trouble.
Trouble.
You in trouble because you just stopped what God has given you. You allowed something other than self to stop you and get in the way on your journey. Now, here you go hitting fucking reset buttons like you on a motherfucking Xbox or stuff. You restarting and you right back where you started it because a motherfucker done knocked you off your pivot. Is you serious? Man, keep hating. Keep hating. And a lot of time I'm gonna tell you something else. We can be talking and people can be talking and conversations be had, and people will take the truth and begin and being that the truth is being said, they'll consider that hating only because you're not lying on them, but you tell them the truth, and a person can appreciate a lie because I can defend a lie, right? The truth don't need no help. The truth is gonna stand alone. So when you get to telling the truth, now you're hating. So we live in a world of delusion. I'm just gonna be straightforward with you. The whole fucking world is but you have to create the mindset for yourself. Whatever you need to do that's gonna get you to where you need to go at. You can't allow another person's feelings, emotions, because that's all hate is. That's all it is. It's how you feel about me. You done attach a negative emotion within yourself about me for whatever reason. I can't allow your feelings or your emotions to override my intellect of who I am about myself. So that meaning I can't let what you say, think, or feel about me affect where I'm going and who
And
I
it's
have
not,
become.
it's not 9 times out of 10. It ain't what they feel about you. It's what you doing that makes them say, "Damn, I want to be lazy, but I doing all this stuff. He doing too much.
He's gonna outwork me."
It's challenging you now to do something. And what you're mad at is that this motherfucker get up and he go out and he do. He making shit happen. On the other hand, you're mad at yourself and you're saying, damn, this motherfucker in their mind making me look bad because I don't really want to do the work, but I want to look like I'm doing the work. But this motherfucker actually going out here and doing the work. And I think a lot of people who go out there and do the work, they're very good with cognitive dissonance. If they have something within them that they're not feeling, what they'll do is they'll change that behavior, right? So they won't go hate on the next man. They'll change their behavior. They'll change their actions. They'll change the way they think. And then they'll distance themselves from that cognitive, which is that thought, right? That created them to now to live in their lowest state, to vibe there. What we're trying to do is saying, okay, nigga, you ain't got to hate. Just raise your energy, raise your vibration, raise your frequency. And then you won't have to worry about hating on me because the God that's in us is for us and it's helping us every day. But what you're saying is, you know what? I'm going to attach myself to this carnal right here and I'm going to go out and try to do it on my own. And I'm going to say, but what you don't understand is that individual over here is divine like because he's operating in his frequency. What you did over here is you say, you know what? I don't want to do shit. I'm gonna turn on social media, and if I see this motherfucker on here screaming and yelling, get excited, and that shit ain't real. Well, to you, it ain't real. But that nigga, hey, he can't be happy every day. He can't be joyful every day. Well, what you can do, you can work to go find that joy. You can work. You can work to go now. Insert yourself into an activity that's going to create energy, joy, power, wisdom, knowledge every day. You can go now to the supermarket and make better choices every day. That's going to now give you the result of joy, momentum, intuitiveness. Mm-hmm. Now the foods that you eat and bringing you a better sense of discernment. Now you're making better choices and reading the room, which is reading your life, understanding when shit come in and go out, how it's like a highway, and you monitoring because you the observer or God over your life. Shit ain't out of control in your life or out of whack because you minding your business. You understanding day by day who you are. You're acting with courage and more boldness to now go out and execute because of the work that you put in when nobody's watching. Okay. All they see is get excited. But what they don't see is what's behind all that. That's right. And then you got a motherfucker who just watching you do that. They say, man, ain't no way. Or they see a dude excel and go out and be able to afford himself a nice house, a nice car, or some nice things, right? And they have they share it online, right? Then another motherfucker might say, man, come on, dog. He can't maintain that level. What? Or they see you driving, then they'll pick on what type of car you driving. You got a house, then they'll say, oh, that motherfucking house too small. What? It's a house. They look at your watch, they look at anything to try to reduce you down to where they're at. So I always tell people, if you hating on somebody, that means you need to raise your vibration. You need to raise your frequency. You need to raise your energy. You need to raise your intellect. You need to raise your education. You need to now do some work because you don't hate me. You hate what's in you that now makes you hate me. You can't hate me and don't know me. What you hate is yourself.
Damn, boy, you just brought that shit in. So, when you get your shit together and you living like you're supposed to live and doing what you're supposed to do, however that is, that fits you in your life or your lifestyle, and you start understanding your purpose and you start doing things with intention, right?
Come on.
Your life can't line up with social media. Your life can't line up with the people and things that you see on social media because you just said it. A person will see all these things, but they don't know what's been going on in the background. They don't know the type of work this man had to do. They don't know what he's doing daily in his life. And people forget what they need to do in their daily lives, and they'll look at that as a task or hard work to do something for themselves and spend hours trying to figure out what somebody else got going on in their life. So it's about the work, right, that you put in with self, the time that you spend with self that's going to alleviate all the bullshit. So when the hate does come, it's like a force field around you because that shit bounce off you. Only because your energy and your vibrations, you put in the work to raise those things. To not be oblivious to the fact that this shit does exist, but understanding that I ain't gonna let that affect this. You know what I'm saying? People, you hear people say this ain't that and that ain't this. See, this ain't that and that ain't gonna affect this. I ain't gonna allow that because I ain't got no room for that over here with what I got going on. Because I'm intentional with what I got going on, and I'm in alignment with what I got going on. So my intuition is already. I foreseen this shit on the way. I knew you was coming. I knew you was coming. But guess what? Before you get here, just stay right there a little while longer. Because I'm steady doing this here. And you steady decreasing. And you steady looking up. And for long, I'm gonna be so far above you, you ain't gonna be able to see me anyway. So now you just looking in the clouds with that fuck ass nigga at. I know you up there somewhere. Yeah. Only because we got to understand, dog. We have been given the spirit of discernment, dog. And we have been given, God gave us choice. Choice. You're able to make choices and decisions in your life. And through wise words of encouragement and different things and application, because that's where the wisdom really at. When you start applying these things, not getting the knowledge. See, the words is just the knowledge, but the wisdom comes when you start to use the knowledge and apply the knowledge. So wisdom is the action. So when they say a wise man once said, that means the knowledge he brought with the knowledge here, but also with the knowledge you seen through his actions, the doing. I have to say, yeah, that's a wise man. Give him that title because I actually seen him bring the word and actually perform this miracle. Because before him, I had never seen it done before, so it was a miracle. But when I got off my ass and started applying the knowledge, I was able to do it too. So now this miracle becomes the norm or naturally happen, right? Hate ain't natural. And like we said in the beginning, everybody ain't hating on you. It's the motherfuckers low key rooting.
A lot of people cheering for you.
It's a lot of motherfuckers cheering for you. And guess what? Your whole problem become this right here. The people who you want cheering for you and rooting for you ain't the ones that's doing it. So now you say they hating on you, but they made a decision not to do those things for whatever reason. For whatever reason, they decided not to do those things. But be appreciative of the people that is rooting for you and cheering for you.
And that's the mindset. You got to start to believe that people are cheering for you. You want to focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive. Let's go to the other side of that spectrum and say, okay, there is a lot of people cheering for me. It's a lot of people that want to see me win. And you got to repeat these affirmations and not only just repeat them, but you got to feel it. When I would go into different dealerships, yes, I don't work deals like the traditional sales guy at that dealership. Do they hate and look at me and say, man, how this motherfucker just get to come in here, go to the tower, work his own deal, call his own numbers, and go close the customer or communicate with the customer, deliver his own vehicle, and then be out that thing while they got to still stay there and work for this company, right? Do I get the hate? Yes. But does it bother me? No. What it does actually is it empowers me to do more deals and to do better and to bring more customers so they can see how I work. Because what that's going to do for them now, it's going to challenge them and put them at a crossroad or roads within themselves. And then they're going to have to ask themselves a question. Do I stay or do I go? Do I stay or do I go? And that's what happens when you meet people who challenge you, because now they're gonna challenge your innermost being. Because sometimes you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you stay stuck. That motherfucker come around that challenge you. Now it's gonna challenge your stuckness because you got comfortable, because you've been hanging around people who are comfortable with being stuck. Not saying that you're a bad person, not saying anything negative about you, but you just got comfortable until you see a motherfucker come around that's not comfortable, but he's perceived as doing well. But you're like, man, that dude doing good, man. How he ain't comfortable though? How he ain't like he'll actually ask me if I need help. He'll actually bring us stuff to the dealership. Be like, hold on, man, this dude got whatever he need to get. Why he do the extra stuff? Why? He could just go home and do his thing. Well, because when you're in the route of getting better, nothing is never enough. Meaning, yes, you do have enough, but God put more in me to give more. I give more, I challenge more. I challenge more, I empower more. I empower more. Now I get people coming back to me saying, hey, you don't remember this. And you ain't even say nothing to me. I just seen how you was moving. Over time, I started to like subscribe to how you move. I even told my brother, get excited. And I even told my brother when he asked me how I'm doing, I said, unbelievable. And he looked at me and said, what's unbelievable? I said, your life is unbelievable. The things you get to put your hands to is unbelievable. Don't let the world, and this is to the viewers, don't let the world trick you into believing that what you got going on ain't the shit, that you ain't the shit. Yes, shit has happened, and you're probably in a place right now to where you believe you can't get up. But I'm here to tell you that as long as you got oxygen, and as long as you got blood running through your veins, and as long as God is in you and he's put that purpose in you, that motherfucker ready. You ready. You right where you need to be to now propel yourself into a place of abundance, love, joy, grace, peace, power, mercy, joy. The altitude is real as you continue. And that's why it starts with how you think. And that's why when people hate on you, you don't got time to listen to that. The thing that you have to listen to is the God within you, the voice within you, your spirit, your soul, your gut, your intuition, your discernment. And if you focus on listening to those things, the voice of hate becomes muted.
That shit, boy.
Come on, dog.
That shit, boy. That shit, boy.
Muted. It becomes muted. Hey, you sipping.
Silence the bullshit.
Hey.
Give them up to the bullshit. I can't hear that.
Silence the bullshit, man. You ain't gotta respond back to that.
Do, dog. That's what a person got to do. Stop listening to the things out here, things like hate and everything that's gonna throw you off your rocker, and start paying more attention to what's in here. So fuck what's going on out here and focus on what's going on in here. Because if you get what's going on in here right, then everything out here gonna line up.
Got to.
Because in here is gonna put you in places that you need to be, that you're supposed to be. And when you get in places where I'm not supposed to be here, your gut gonna tell you that it's gonna feel right. Because you know why? I've been working on self. And this what's going on here don't align with self. This shit I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here right now. Let me move myself from this here and go over here, because through life you're gonna have pivots where you're gonna have to stop and make turns in life, and then you're gonna have transitions. Transitions are gonna happen in your life. Right? People need to understand this right here. It's gonna be ultimately up to you of what direction you go. You can go backwards in life, meaning shit never lines up, shit always going bad, all these things. And the reason that happens is because of the mindset you have about self. I ain't shit, I ain't never gonna be shit, I'm worthless, I'm all these things. But the minute you decide to tell yourself, I'm the shit, I am the shit,
things always working out.
Yeah, shit does happen. But even when shit happens, I still remain the shit. Because I figured that shit out. To keep going, you begin to win. You begin to win. And it's the small wins that you allow to accumulate in your life that's going to prepare you for that grand victorious moment that you're walking into. But you got to first arrive. You have to be able to arrive. In order to arrive, you got to have a means of travel. You got to have a means of transportation. Allow that fuel that you give yourself, that love, that care, that concern, that dignity. That's what's gonna fuel you to that next place you need to go with. Allow those moments of delusion that everybody love me to continue to keep your wheels turning. So when you see people, you smile and they could have just cussed you out. Hey, how you doing? They love me too. They love what I'm doing. Because if I keep telling myself that, then I have no reason to tell myself nothing other than, boy, I'm fucked up by me. What? Boy, I'm fucked by me. What? You see what I'm saying? Encourage yourself, right, Larry? And always drive that home with self. Encourage yourself that I am him. Even when you don't feel like you are him, bitch, I'm him. I'm the biggest, the largest, whatever. Whatever you got to do, whatever it's gonna take for you to psych yourself out to get where the fuck you need to be, do that. Don't let them outside entities continue to pull on you and tug you and get you in those dark places when you feel worthless.
Make you dim your light, and you can't even, and you feel terrible expressing yourself or even talking about your wins. You start to get into a state to where you believe that this is just how it is, and I gotta lose, or I gotta take this L, I gotta be kind of quiet, I can't express myself the way I want to express myself. You were not intended to lower your standards to make somebody else, or to appease somebody else, or to confirm somebody else's dominance. You were created to live out and express through what God has given you, and that's the body and the mind.
Okay.
When things come in your life and you can feel it that try to limit you, they're not for you. It's not for you. The things that come into your life that allow you to express are the things that are for you, and also not for you, but to you. Get excited and continue to allow yourself to express yourself, because that's breathing, that's life, and that's God-like.
Get excited.
You just hate
Yes,
because
sir.
I'm realer than you. My bitch better than your bitch, and I got pictures to prove. And we so